This is DOM RS8. It's the highest security pin tumbler lock in the DOM's portfolio. It contains 5 main pins that are actuated by the bitting of the key. Then the key has this protrusion on its side that contains bitting for 3 side pins that are located on the left side of the lock. As you can see, the bitting of the key is not too aggressive, but still this lock has a lot of potential. Also, the wording is not the nicest, but can be navigated with a bit of care. I'm using the clockwise tension, which means that the side pins are going to bind first. So click from number 3. Working on number 1. Come on. Small click from number 1. Let's check how the number 3 is doing. Small click out of it. Number 1. Number 3. There's a lot of going back and forth between numbers 1 and 3. The side pins act very tapered. So 1 is free. Nice click from number 3. Number 1. Number 2 is clicky, which means it's not binding yet. Small click from number 1, and number 2 seems to be stiff. Okay, this tiny click means that the main stack should be binding now, and the side pins are done. So number 5 is the first to bind. Tiny click out of it. The rest seems springy. So let's try and push the number 5 a bit deeper. Come on. Small click from number 5. Number 4 is springy. 3 is springy, 2 is springy. 1 is springy. But we are out of reach for this pick, so we have to take something deeper. Okay, click from number 5. Now number 1 seems to be binding. Small click out of it. 2 is springy, 3 is springy. 4 gave a small click, nice click from 5. Check again. 1 needed a small push. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. Small click from 4. And a nice click from 5. Number 1 was binding now. Let's see if number 2 and number 3 can be set now. Doesn't seem to be ready. Checking 4 and now 5. Okay. Some clicks from 5. 1 is springy. Something jumped up. It was number 3. 4 doesn't seem to be binding, and come on, the wording can be obnoxious. One is springy. Can't feel much 2 and 3, thanks to the angle in which I have to keep my hands. 1 is springy. 2. Okay, nice click from 2. Let's see if 3 is willing to do the same. Not sure. 4 springy. Tiny click from 5. 1 is binding. Springy now. 2 is springy. 3 seems to be springy. 4 is springy. Nice click from 5. 1 gave a tiny click. 2 is springy. 3 is springy. 4 seems to be springy. Oh no, I was off. 4, tiny click. And how about number 5? Tiny click from number 5. Number 4 is okay, so let's check number 1. Okay. Number 1 was the last one to bind. So the lock is picked. So let's lock it back up. And let's gut the beast. So the first thing to get rid of is this C-clip. Come on. Oh boy. Murphy is laughing out loud. Okay, it's done. So now let's not mess up. So there are the side pins. So this way we should be good. Okay. So number 1. Come on. Number 2. So that's going to be the first side pin. Number 3. Come on. Second side pin. Number 4. Third side pin and number 5. So the bitting, as I said, is not very nice, but yeah, there can be some worse. Here you can see the anti-drill elements, chambers that are just plain without any over-milling, counter-milling or anything else. Now let's dump the drivers. So number 1 is this T-pin standard. Number 2 is a spool. Now there are the side pin drivers, which are of a similar kind as the dimple pins of the dimple locks from DOM that needs curved bottoms because they are offset from the center of the Bible. So 2 and 3 were spools and the rest are standards. So now let's dump the springs. The side pin springs are visibly shorter than the main stack. And of course the last spring. Okay, it's out. As far as the Bible is concerned, there isn't all that much to see. I guess this is the modular cylinders, so there's this thing in the bottom. Interestingly enough, I don't see any anti-drill protection. Oh no, there are two pieces that are covering the sides of the main stack, but nothing that would be covering the main stack. And yeah, that's pretty much it. So let me arrange the pins for a close-up. So, sorry. There are the pins. As you can see, the key pins 1 and 4 are torpedoes. And as for the drivers, numbers 1, 4 and 5 are these T-pin standards, but they act very much tapered. And number 2 and 3 are very sharp spools that when you get to the overset or the false set, then there's not much of a counter rotation, so you have to counter rotate manually. So it's better to set them early. As for the side pins, they look very similar as what you can see in the dimples with 2 rows of pins that DOM makes. So these pins are not round, so they manage to keep their orientation. As for the drivers, again, they act very tapered. And as for the key pins, it's interesting. You can see the small dimple on the top of the pin 2. It seems that these pins are somewhat profiled. Not sure what the reason is, if it's some sort of key control or whatever, but it's quite interesting. And well, yeah, the setting of those pins is not all that easy, or at least it was not in this log. Let's make the detail of the keyway. As you can see, it's quite nasty to navigate, but yeah, there are some worse keyways, but not very, not too easy, let's put it this way. And there's the key. You can see also the secondary bitting. So all in all, yeah, the DOM engineers did it again. They managed to make some very interesting log. And yeah, that's all from me. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.